Questioning Everything with Garrett and Adam.
This is up. I'm banking on the fact that podcasts are like what I call the Law of Liber. So what the Law of Liber is, you can have a bookshelf or hopefully multiple bookshelves filled with books. Mm-hmm. And some of the books will be very complicated and some of the books will be very simple. Whoever walks up to that bookshelf will never take a book that's over their head or below them. They'll always select a book that's perfect for them.
Or a little challenging.
Or just right what they need, which is like the next step for them in their life. So somebody could be talking about something like sophisticated or mystical, and then they'll walk up and they'll pass over the more complicated books. And really, in this case, complicated quite often means that you need to know something else because there's a reference made, whatever shit like that, right? But either way, the Law of Liber,
I know what you're saying,
is that if you tell something to somebody, you're risking marring that idea for them, right? Depending on how you come across and depending on their mood, some ideas are so valuable to people, and I think that they're so valuable to communicate, that communicating them from mouth to ear, either A, the fact that it came from me might turn them off, the fact of how I said it might turn them off, the fact of like whatever it is, it might actually literally rub them the wrong way, in which case they might actually be opposed or not as receptive to that idea in the future. And to me, I'm doing somebody a disservice if I try to communicate to them something that is in fact wisdom or a truism or an important little tidbit of perspective, and because of the fact that it's me or how I did it, I've now ruined it, right? So that's where talking about stuff is quite often not cool.
Volition.
It's my perspective on it. We're talking about stuff isn't cool because you can turn people off of ideas that way. Whereas if you show them a bookshelf and they themselves walk up to it, they're not likely to grab a book that's going to bother them or going to be like something that will in the future cause them to reject that idea, or whatever it is, it will work for them. So that's, to me, the Law of Liber. You don't have to tell people stuff. You have to give them the opportunity to find the information for themselves, and then when they do, they're receptive to it and it's good. Now with podcasts, what I'm hoping is that the same sort of law applies.
It totally does. It's absolute. It's so accurate. That's a great analogy, dude.
Anybody who will benefit from listening to this podcast will listen to it, and anybody who won't benefit from it won't. They'll just simply skip it because it's not interesting. And then we could say anything that we want without the threat of overstepping any ground or saying things wrong or even just misrepresenting ideas. And that having a negative result, right? Because personally,
guerrilla radio, I
would rather say nothing than turn somebody off of a particular good idea simply because I'm associated to it, right? Mm-hmm. Which I could imagine happening, because as much as I like ideas and I'm fairly balanced and reasonable as far as ideas go, the rest of me is a complete disaster, right? Like literally, I'm grumpy, I'm insulting, I'm arrogant. I
remember the day I hung out with you, and you were like, "I don't like that person. I don't like that. This book sucks. You should read this." It's just like, Adam.
Yeah, well, I come across
but it makes you question. I'm like,
yeah, what? I come across as an extremely negative, extremely arrogant,
and I'm so PMA.
short-tempered.
Gotta be PMA, dude. Positive mental attitude.
Advertisement loading.
You could join our community, and our community has a lot of good stuff to offer.
Like what?
Like memes. There's a meme channel that has memes in it.
Can't you just get those on Facebook, though, Adam?
Yep, you can. And then you can post them in the public tavern in our Questioning Everything podcast Discord. There's also a backstage area for the Patreons. There's couches back there. They're very comfortable.
And like one girl.
Yeah, and we hang out there before the show and sometimes during the show. But during the show, we're more likely to be on the stage where we can live stream special events and episodes. Philanthropy philomaths get to sit in and observe the Yeah.
The one girl.
Cut.
Jeder nimmt sich auf die Fährte.